Welcome back in, everybody. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. Thank you again to Claire Alford and her mom for coming in. Claire's a first tee participant, Central Coast, California, and outstanding participant from the NorCal Academy that happened last week, and her coach, Billy Gibbs.
It was
and Julia. Right?
And Julia,
yeah.
Weren't you identified? Your voice was recognized this week at your golf course from somebody from Bakersfield. So you got a Mike Brabennick sighting, did you?
Yeah, Stockdale Country Club came over and played. We played the first PGA Junior League match last Tuesday, and did all the announcements, got all the kids out and all that stuff, and then I introduced myself to some parents, and one of the guys said, "Yeah, I know who you are." I was like, "What?"
Okay.
I'm like, "Okay, what did I do? I must have insulted him somehow." He goes, "Oh no, I listen to you guys on the radio all the time." And I was like, "Really?" And my usual response,
"You're the one."
is, "I'm sorry." Yeah. That's what I say.
I always say, "Oh, you're the one."
Yeah.
But I usually get, "Are you Mike from the radio?"
Really?
I've gotten that half a dozen times. Are you that Mike from the radio show?
I guess you just sound like Mike.
I don't know.
Or the Mike's is just a voice that's recognizable. You know, I got a little squeaky thing that stutters. You're like the voice.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. I always stop at TJ's at Templeton on the way home. So now every time I stop at TJ's from here on the way home to pick up my gluten-free stuff, how's the show today? That was good. What'd you guys talk about? Because they always know that we kind of talk about golf, but we talk about life as well. So I tell them all the little anecdotes while I'm checking out or waiting in line, and they start laughing. So it's
guy at Black Lake asked if we were ever going to talk about golf again.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Was that Terrell?
Lynn.
Yeah.
And Terrell can't even find us now. You know, I've told him 3 times.
Really?
So he's learning He's learning to podcast or stream. But I think he's not up. I think that 11 to 1 hour is. This 11 to 1 hour is different for him. He liked the early morning.
Yeah, it's different for a lot of people.
I think so. He learns how to stream now. So
yeah,
he's commenting on a few.
Stream it on your phone.
Like, when are you ever going to talk about golf?
Well, we are right now. I said
we've talked a lot of golf.
We've done it for 19 years. There's not much else you could say about golf.
So, do we want to jump in and do a quick summary of our DraftKings picks
and your post thoughts of the Open? What
do you
guys think?
Yeah.
So this is Clubbing with Dave, by the way. So we don't forget Mr. Dave here. Slick Sticks, your key to better golf. Clubs, grips, adjusting loft and lies. Flight Scope, the Combine. Golf lessons, Dave Schmandel, 805-598-9993. 805-598-9993. So, we'll do we did our picks through DraftKings. We had to kind of modify them a little bit because it's salary cap. So, number 5 out of the 5 of us in total points was Nikki with 167 points.
So that means she's first or last?
She's last.
Wow.
So you don't hear that every day.
So that was
last.
She was 65,033rd.
Right there.
Thank you for that.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, you made the top 66,000.
Wow.
Really ticked off number 34.
Crazy, huh? Well, and to kind of
a lot of people play that.
Nobody made money in our group. None of us made money. So and we only put $1 down each. Not a big deal. But
I owe you $1.
No, it's I got DraftKings dollars.
Your brother-in-law made money from ours, the cards.
Yeah, but I was trying to figure out how much.
They're going to send it. I didn't say, but
because I didn't know. I saw that last night.
Yeah.
That was really cool. Number 4 was Billy. He had 172 points.
Yes!
63,654th.
63,000th.
Wow.
Number 3, and this is interesting to me. Number 3 was Hop, and Hop's team didn't make the cut.
And he
a lot of
finished
those guys
above
didn't make the cut.
Way to go, Hop.
And Hop had 207 points, 51,348th in the nation.
He was 11,000 people ahead of me.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
And his team didn't make the cut?
No.
Wait, did my team make the cut?
Well, when I say didn't make the
strange.
cut, he had like 3 guys miss the cut. So you can have 2 guys miss the cut and kind of not make the cut. Once you lose 2 out of your 6, you're.
And he lost 2 out of 6.
He lost 3 out of 6.
And he came ahead of.
Came in third.
And he's ahead of us.
Yeah.
All 3 of us. That's great. Way to go, Hop.
Yeah.
Well, I mentioned Dave. Yeah, Dave's first, I bet.
Yeah. Number 2, I was number 2 with 224 points. I was 49,436.
There's a lot of people playing this game.
And then Dave, it shows you the difference. So Dave was ahead of me by 28 points, and Dave had 252.5 points. which put him at 28,809.
Wow.
Broke the 30,000 mark, Dave.
Broke the 30 grand.
Woo, we are good.
So to win in
Really?
this game, you would have won, I think, $6 or $7 for the bottom end of the places they paid. Dave would have needed 70 more points
To get $6
Wow.
to get $6
on a dollar bet.
and that would have he would have had to play 17,510
Was that on a dollar bet?
on a dollar bet.
So you had to be the top 17.
So what the key is in that whole game is you have to have guys make the cut.
Does it
it's
show
not
who
necessarily
won?
who? Yeah, it's not necessarily who. If you pick the guy that wins, that's great. But because the guys who usually are scheduled to win, like Dustin Johnson, is so expensive, you wipe out
Yeah.
the rest of your team.
Yeah,
You
but
can't-
look who missed the cut. All the big
Everybody
names
missed the
missed
cut.
I was surprised that when you look
Koepka
at it,
did okay.
we talked
Koepka
about
did great.
we talked about Koepka, but nobody picked him.
Did Hop have Koepka?
Nobody had Koepka in our groups. Nobody.
Well, bad.
I had him in my other pool,
I had him in my.
but then I had 3 others that missed
fantasy.
the cut.
So I can go
Rosie
back
struggled
in.
for us at the end. Rosie,
Yeah.
Rosie
Yes,
left-
he
I
did.
know.
looked good for a while.
Looked good for a while.
And then on our revote, I had Tommy Fleetwood,
Fleetwood.
Yeah.
and I thought yes, and then that apparently did nothing.
So I can tell you guys.
So what is the first place person? How much money did they win?
I'll tell you right now.
Man, that's a lot.
First place
gotta
was
be a
first
bundle.
place was $3,000, and
For a dollar.
Yeah.
for $1.
And this guy scored 433 points. Here's his team: Paul Casey, Tony
Good.
Finau,
Hey,
Good.
Tony, good.
Tommy Fleetwood,
Yeah.
Brooks Koepka,
Oh, that's not fair.
Patrick Reed, and Hendrik Stenson.
And Reed played pretty
Reed
good.
Yeah.
played real good to the last hole. I was, yeah. So that's but you could get all this team with the salary cap.
Yep.
Wow.
That's amazing. You get all those people with.
And the
salary
guys,
cap.
the guys that
That's what
were on the
Koepka did.
low end, that were the values, were Finau, Casey, and Reed were the low end guys. Fleetwood was kind of middle, and then Stenson and Koepka were higher on the salary
Huh.
caps.
But Stenson, you should be able to shut it. He hits it so good.
Oh.
But he just can't get it in the hole.
Just-
But he hits it.
But when he starts putting, look
Man.
out.
So, what were
So
your
you-
thoughts on the Open?
My thought is that you often pick Finau.
I know
And what happened?
I couldn't do it. I didn't want him to get hurt.
I know you almost
Tony,
killed
the
him last
ankle
time.
for now.
I know.
He's a stud, huh? And
He's-
now Koepka's the real deal. We got to keep him in every conversation, man. That's pretty
Yeah,
impressive
he's an
stuff.
amazing guy.
And he's what 27 or something. He's pretty young.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the Mickelson slapback?
I didn't see it, but I
You
kind
must
of
have seen all the videos.
But I laughed at it.
It was humorous.
I did not like it at all. Actually,
But-
I thought it was a really
A
bad
lot of
role
people
model.
feel like you do. The way I watched it a bunch of times, you can see he was thinking once he hit the putt
Yeah.
and was going by. He was, he's smart. Mickelson knows the rules really well, and he knew that it would be a 2-shot penalty hitting it back versus going. So
And he almost
it's
made
not
it.
like he was mad, went up there and hit it and whacked it,
Right.
And he almost holed it.
Yeah.
But he did the math. I know he thought that's what he said he did too. I figured it out, and so I knew it was a 2-shot penalty. I don't want to be back down there again and do this all over again. It's going to be 2 more shots. But it wasn't like he slapped away like Daly did a few years ago. Remember he missed the putt and just whacked it away?
Exactly. Yeah.
So it wasn't quite that. And he apologized again. He said it wasn't my best moment, but I did the math, and this was the best for my score right then and there. So it could set a precedent to see a lot of people
So
whacking
where
it back
would
down.
you have?
But he did make a stroke. He did not slap it. He made a stroke. He putted it.
So where would the ball have ended up? Because I haven't seen.
We would have
it.
rolled off the green down behind a bunker,
Down behind the
He would have to
which
go
is
over
where he
bunker
was
again.
3 shots earlier.
Wow.
So he didn't want to go back.
So yeah.
So he's thinking, I'm not going back down there again. And that was that hole. Was that 13? I think it was 13 or something.
Something
Or
like that.
50.
Yeah.
That was almost unplayable. I mean, the entire team was coming in. If you saw a lot of the quotes that they didn't air, I mean, the USGA was very picky. Zach Johnson was the last one that just jammed him.
Oh, he
Right?
He reamed him. pretty
Otherwise,
good,
you didn't see it because they didn't air anybody. But if you go on and look at the comments that the players had, it was they lost that course.
So I guess
I was interested by the comments players made about Mickelson and McElroy and Spieth both said I just laughed.
Well, it was such out of character for Phil.
Yeah.
I mean, no, character's one of the gentlemen in the sport, and he is. But I don't think he did it out of frustration. He was frustrated. He did it. Well, no, he was
halfway
frustrated.
snapped.
No
and-
question.
No, he said later it was frustrating.
Yeah, but he did it with calculated. It was a calculated. It wasn't
Yeah.
a reaction frustrated. Like,
Here-
It wasn't that. It was,
Yeah.
he thought about the math and said, okay, I can do this.
He had a little snap in there.
Who
and then
wants to go
said,
back?
"No, I don't want to do that again." So,
But if he's,
it was different.
is it necessarily a bad thing that he did it? If
Well, not by the rules of golf.
That's what I'm saying.
Still
If
2-shot
you're-
penalty, so
yeah,
that's
but if
bad.
you-
I got a hunch there's going to be a Phil rule coming
That's
up.
what I'm saying, because it's now it could set a precedent for
Yeah.
others that couldn't
Well, that's
do that.
what-
But not too many greens
but-
are like
I mean,
that.
But
do you
the-
want to
yeah.
see people doing that?
No,
you want
but
to
if-
see people
but
doing
it-
that
you
in a
go-
competition?
no, but you go back to the
I
other
don't
side.
think
If the
you
golf
will, unless you
course
have a
is-
green
if
like
the golf
that.
course is set up like that,
Right.
and you go, hey, I got a choice. I can take a 2-stroke penalty. I'm going to let the thing roll down the hill behind the bunker, which already took me 3 shots to get back here.
That's exactly right.
Then you're playing a game. Why would you not
And he's
go, I'm
trying.
going to take
He did the
penalty
math.
and-
It's going to
yeah.
be the same score and get quicker, and he almost hold it, which would have been 2 shots
Yeah,
less
left out.
because he missed the little 4-3. You know, he would have made 6 plus 2, but made it 8 instead of a 10. But it was calculated. But of course, he's frustrated. He was frustrated with the setup of the hole.
See, I don't have a
And a
problem.
lot
with
of players were frustrated with the setup of the hole.
I don't
Some
have a
didn't,
problem.
they didn't want to talk about it. What do you think of this? I don't even want to talk about it. They walked off the course. It is what it is. So many people put it off the green.
Yeah.
I mean, it was that hole, and even Davis said, "Whoops,"
Yep.
and he doesn't usually say that.
No, he said.
He said, "Oops."
Well, he just kept saying, "We didn't know the wind was
Yeah.
going to blow like that."
I mean, he knows he's going to get penalized when he does it. So what's the problem?
Right.
Why didn't he just take an unplayable
When?
and put it back
When?
after he hit it? And it was going to go
You
down
can-
to the bunker.
You can
He
only
could've
go a
t-
club length.
Yeah.
No,
he's
you
not-
can go back to where you hit the ball.
And
That's one of the options.
Then he would have that same putt
have
again.
the
Yeah, he would.
Yeah,
And
but you
now he
couldn't get
would've
close
seen
to the
it.
hole, and he would have been 10
And
feet
it
instead
still
of 3
would have
feet.
rolled off the green.
Still would have rolled off the
No,
green
if-
again.
No, but if he went back and putted it again, he would have
That's
already.
the
now
chances are it's going to roll off the green because the
Because
setup is so ridiculous.
They couldn't
that-
stop the ball near
what,
that hole.
That's why I think what Billy is saying. I agree with you, Bill. I think it's brilliant. Whether he meant to do it or not.
Well, he
It's like-
did the math. He calculated it. It wasn't out of he was frustrated with the course.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just a reaction. It was a calculated hit,
Right.
and that's why they had to go to that rule. It was an intentional stroke of a moving ball.
Right.
It was now if it was a calculated whack of out of frustration, that's disqualification.
I think
So that's
the-
where everybody was like, should he be DQ'd or not?
Mm.
But he was because of bad sportsmanship and unlike an officer, what is unbecoming.
Yeah.
So he said, I just did math. I knew it was going to be a 2-shot penalty. And he said, thanks to the guy when he walked off the green. He said 2-shot penalty. He said, thanks, I got it. I know.
Yeah.
Beef Johnson almost didn't finish the hole. He was laughing so hard.
I know, Beef. They both are cracking up.
You gotta. Well, that's the thing that's so funny. I mean, how many times have you guys played with people where they hit a putt and it's rolls past the hole and they take the putt?
Oh, yeah.
And they go,
That's-
no.
Yeah, I'm not doing
They
that
shove
anymore.
it back.
I
Yeah.
quit.
There's something like that makes him very human with that kind of
Yes, it
response
does.
to it.
And
you
that's
know?
a lot of people said that. And most of his fans are understanding.
Yeah.
that.
So, I
But
mean,
he's
you
also
gotta appreciate
he's
that.
such golf knowledge. He knew exactly what was going on.
Yeah. And I
And
think
Daly
that's-
did it because he was mad, right? And he didn't hit it towards the hole. He whacked it in the lake, I think it was moving, and he whacked
he
it
did
off.
it 2 or 3
Remember that?
times,
He just
Yeah.
chased after it and whacked it. There was a difference. Scenario.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a problem with that. I watched the only part I got to see, and I was working, but I did get to see it. I got to see the last 7 holes of the tournament, and,
Well, he got some good golf.
and I thought it was great. And compared to the other stuff I saw, which was
Yeah.
not so great, and the thing that kept going to my mind, which a bunch of people said, is they played 4 different golf courses. It was never the same. It was manipulated all the way
And
through.
Sundays was the
And-
easiest of
yeah,
all the
and
setups.
I don't like that. I don't think. And again, some of it's Mother Nature; they can't control it. But I still don't agree with that. I don't think when you have a major, when you're playing around with things like that, I don't like it. I
280.
don't like it.
It worked out just
the
about right.
280.
It ended up okay, but I think for the overall health of the event and the major, that's not a memorable major to me.
And
Why-
Federer
why-
was kind
It
of
will be because
anticlimactical.
back-to-back opens because that had since Curtis Strange in '89. I mean, there's a
Which-
back-to-back open.
That's a
champion.
great
That's gonna be
accomplishment,
historic.
but it's not something you're going to put on a DVD and go, man, I'm going to sit down and watch that again.
Yeah,
Why would I do that?
yeah. No, I
There's
agree.
there's nothing there that's
I
going
thought it
to,
was pretty good.
I don't know.
It was
just-
what the U.S. Open tries to be.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not exciting.
You're going to see that at Carnoustie.
the
Not exciting
the
to me. I'm
dink
sorry.
that-
It's
the
just
dink
not.
that-
Yeah, and that's
That's
why we have a Bob Hope.
Yeah, and I agree with your guys. I agree. I respect your guys' opinions, and I'm not a Bob Hope kind of golf tournament guy either. But I do like good players to be able to make good shots and be consistent and watch them be athletic and not be penalized to the two extremes. Like
Good shots aren't good enough in the Open.
In a,
Yeah, I
in a
don't
couple
like-
of
They have to
those
make perfect
holes, they had
shots.
to make perfect shots, identify the perfect. I turned the channel to the ladies' tournament. Was in the third round, and they were 17 under on the fourth hole of the third
Yeah.
round. 17
And see,
under.
that's brutal.
So there was 2 more rounds to play. They were 17
Yeah,
under.
see, to me, that's like there's got to be that fine line. That's too much. I don't want to see that
There's
either.
a middle.
Right.
There's a middle ground.
The only glitch I think the USGA is going to get is they promised they wouldn't let the course get away from them like it did in 04.
And they did.
And it did. And that's,
Well, you know-
so they promised we won't let this happen again and we're going to take care of
Who
it.
was it?
And they did let it get away again. So that's kind of because that's why they went back there. They weren't going to go back.
One of
unless
the
they-
announcers, I can't remember which one it was, but he was vehement that the course was okay and everything was fine except they put pins too close to certain spots. He said it was pin placements that.
Yeah.
I could
he
agree with
said
that.
it was
One
pin
on the-
placements more than
On the Mickelson hiccup hole.
Yeah,
It's like,
he said they just had pin placements where you're hitting from 200 yards out to an area the size of this table we're sitting at, and if you don't hit that, you're dead meat. And he said that. God, I can't remember which announcer it was, but
Azinger, maybe.
it was Azinger,
Yeah.
and he
had
was
great commentary. I
he was
love him.
vehement. He said the course was
Yeah,
fine.
he was all-
everything was okay except they just missed some pin placements by, and he's only talking like 2 steps.
And he totally disagreed with Zach Johnson. Zach Johnson, which is one of your favorite players, he was mad at the golf. This talked round 3.
Oh, Zach Johnson
Round
said they
3.
lost it.
Going stunned. What's the biggest surprise for you guys?
Let's take a quick break because I just realized we ran over a little bit.
That's my
and
big-
then
that's
we,
my
we'll,
surprise.
we'll come back with the biggest surprise.
Yeah,
Does
just
that go? Okay. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy, brought to you by Best Hole in One. Visit bestholeinone.com today. Sign up for their hole-in-one insurance, their personal hole-in-one insurance. You hit a hole-in-one during the year, you could win $2,500. That's bestholeinone.com. You're listening to Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy on the Golf Talk Radio Network.